Hello,
Okay.
everyone. This is Lori Hargis, and I'm so excited to share with you some of the testimonies of our Common Sense community members. And first of all, we're going to start off with Michelle. So, Michelle, it's so great to have you as a Common Sense community member. Could you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and also how you got into natural health and how do you like the common sense community?
Okay. So I got, excuse me, I got into health when I was first married. My husband, my ex-husband used to suffer from seizures. We were at a convention and a friend came to us because he had a seizure there. And she asked me if she could help with herbs or stuff. I said, sure, because I was at my wit's end. That friend was Judy Sutley. And she introduced me to Nature Sunshine. And through that group, I met Diane Marisi, and then I met you. But I got involved with Nature Sunshine, and we treated his seizures because they were like grand mal seizures. They were bad. Um, Took a couple years, but he's seizure free. He knows what brings the seizures on. Interesting enough, one of the things that really activated the seizures was parasites. And it once we got that down under control, they completely calmed down because he used to get them anywhere from 10 plus a day, depending. In the beginning, it was really, really bad. So he is fine now. He is living his best life. He lives in Colombia now, but he is seizure free. If he feels it, he knows what's bringing it on. Is usually humidity, emotional, has to do a cleanse, and fluorescent lighting, things like that will affect him, and like emotional stress. I obviously continue with my health with Nature Sunshine, and added the herbs and essential oils, learn training, muscle testings, different styles. I used to do before was love the oils. I used to do the raindrop therapy, and I used to incorporate uh, river stones afterwards to
Mm.
for on the person, on my clients. Um, Once I moved from New Jersey to Florida, I lost my community of herb people that I had over there. Then um, I realized that you had classes. So once I stabilized myself here, I joined the Common Sense community, and I felt my community come back and my health obviously get better. I've been doing other classes with you, the detox and the inner circle and things like that. It's just, expanded. But I feel like my old self with because I love research and herbs and knowledge and how to heal ourselves and anyone in our family. And sometimes I just spit it out to the patients. Well, you can do this. It's totally up to you. I've done it and it's helped. And some of them actually have come back and said that recommendation worked and it's really helping us. So
Oh,
even though I don't have a base business with it, I still just spew out the knowledge that I've learned through the years and continue to do so now.
that's wonderful. I am so glad that even after moving, you now are still sharing the information. And it's like the common sense community online has given you that stability and community again that you had in New Jersey with all your herb friends, right?
Exactly, exactly. Like sometimes when I was here, I didn't have anyone to like bounce off or muscle testing or to find out, what do you think about this? Should I use this for that? And then when I came into your community, it's like, oh, I can get answers again or other ideas or things I can try to continue because I did, but I had stepped away for it for a while. But now it's like, oh, I'm home.
Oh, that's great, Michelle.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for that. I really appreciate it.
You're
And
welcome.
we're so happy that you're in the common sense community. And I think you're making a good point here too is everybody needs to know when you're in our other programs and workshops that when you're a common sense community member, you get 10% off of those other programs. So It's that's why it's so worth it to be in the common sense community. I mean, just for that.
Oh God,
Uh,
yes,
when you're in the other programs like you in the dynamic detox. Well,
yes.
thank you, Michelle. And let's go now to Betty. Betty, thank you so much for being here today with us, and I really appreciate it. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into natural health, what you're doing now with it, and how do you like the common sense community?
Yes, I started probably a bit before my son was born, but then I let go all of that. But after, I guess he was 4 years old when my son started having asthma. And I started him with a doctor giving him medications and, the regular protocol for that. And I said, wait a minute, this is not what I want for my son. So I got into Nature Sunshine through a friend of mine, and I started him on the different herbs. At that time, it was the ALJ, the lobelia, and all that. Well, after a few years of working with his doctor, trying to wean him out of the medication, we were able to get rid of the asthma. And of course, changing his diet, no cow's milk, everything white out of the picture, the sugar, the white sugar. Anyhow, all that helped him. So I started learning more, and I became a certified natural health professional, and I started learning more and more. Then I think I saw you at a Nature Sunshine conference when you gave that talk on aromatherapy. Oh my goodness, those essential oils, that really kicked into me. And I said, no, I have to learn this. So, um, Adabelle Prince, you remember her?
Of course.
She was the one that recommended me to you. So I started getting into the common sense community. I also became a certified aromatherapist through your school, and working on finishing my flower essence practitioner course. My but even the common sense community has kept me going, has kept me getting all this knowledge, and I mean, knowing about the wellness, keeping me grounded, being mindful not only of myself but of others. And it's interesting. Yesterday, I put in the mail this friend of mine that is having a lot of issues. One of the formulas that we studied during the common sense community practices that we do every month. And she says, Betty, there's nothing that has ever worked like this. So I'm very happy with that. I'm getting ready to have my website, and I need to get testimonials of people that will be able to say, well, this helped. So I'm really happy that I'm being able to help others. And Lori, you have been the motivational, uh, the motivation in my life, because you're always so kind, so giving. You're always there, and in addition to that, we also have other members in the community that are also willing to help. So it's so much knowledge, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful community. I really appreciate it.
Oh, well, we appreciate you. And thank you for all the help that you give to others in our community. We really appreciate you, Betty. And I'm so excited that you're going to get your flower essence practitioner certification very soon with your case studies.
Yeah, it's really working. I'm really glad.
Oh, that's great. That's the one of the most important things is the formulations and the things you learn in the common sense community, how then you can share that and help others so easily. That's great.
And when others start giving testimonials, oh, you know what? Betty gave me this, and this really works. And I
Yes,
said, Lord,
yes. That's so wonderful. And you have your own little laboratory too.
yes, I'm constantly making formulations, and I have one to send out today. And so it's with the essential oils, the flower remedies, and the acupoints. Oh boy, those really worked. And I have so many experiences. Oh my, they are really nice to hear people, the testimonials.
Yes, you do have some great testimonials. And I can't wait for you to share your new ones in the Common Sense community with us.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Betty. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's go to Miss Shirley. Shirley is our Common Sense community moderator. And Shirley, we're so happy to have you here with us today. So, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into natural health, and what you like about the Common Sense community?
Well, my health journey started pretty much most of my life with 9 months, not my mom not being able to tell what was going on with me and being in the hospital every time something goes on with my childhood till I was a single mom and they thought I had epilepsy and they misdiagnosed me. And, everybody was supposed to stick with me and find a solution, but that didn't really work. So fortunately, somebody in my parents' circle knew a herbalist, and they happened to know Nature Sunshine products, and I started taking them. And within 2 weeks, I was back to driving a car. My body, once it finds something good, it just really soaks it up. I'm so fortunate for that. But the other way, when there's stuff that's not good around me, I soak that up too. So, um, you know, I worked with an herbalist for many, many years, but then she wasn't really able to continue with her business. I started in 1997 with her, and I was just feeling like Michelle, floundering on what to do next. I did meet Diane Maracy, so we were in contact a little bit here and there, not a lot. And then we were having things more I'm in New Jersey as well. And so I would attend those and got to know her better. And then she said, "You really need to get to know Lori Hargis." And I'm thinking, what?
Who's that?
And I think you had some free stuff or something before, but when we were in Texas and I took the A to Z, man, Lori never knew somebody had so many questions because I filled up an index card front and back. She doesn't tell everybody, ask me all your questions anymore because of me. But I have used, without really knowing what it was, I used the flower essences. I used a little bit of oils, but I really knew more about just taking supplements and not really the whole body. So I really think between some things that happened while we were in Nature Sunshine and between you, Lori, I feel like I just learned how to have a whole self-care, whole wellness self-care. And today is National Health Self-Care Day, So, and the fact that you were bringing in the emotional healing, and I was getting spiritually that I needed to work on my emotional healing as well. And it just kind of aligned around the same time when you were starting to do the emotional healing classes with the essential oils. I learned so much more about with them. And now as a flower essence, almost practitioner too, I'm working on setting up my case studies and doing them. It just has opened a whole world. I remember when you and Zoe were doing the botany class, and I was like, really, I'm more like a lay person when I speak about natural health. I like the scientists, but I don't speak scientific information. I love that you give it to her. So, but when I went through it, it was amazing. It just opened it's like I opened up like a flower to the knowledge that was been given to me. So I'm really excited. I feel so much more professional now. But when I joined the Common Sense community about 10 years ago, shortly after I went to that first class with you in person, I was looking for it as a business help, but I had no idea how you would open my world to help myself and the others that I care about. And you are so gracious with your time, Lori. Anytime anybody has a question, you're ready to answer there. And being a part of the Common Sense community gives us access. I tell you, I have other mentors and they charge 2 and 3 and 4 times as much as you do. You're just so gracious with your time and what you give during Common Sense community. I don't know why anybody would not join. I mean, give up your coffee or tea or whatever you buy enough to afford Lori's Common Sense community. It really, the like Betty and Michelle were saying, the community of it and people answering the questions. There's times where you've traveled back and forth or whatever, and there's still answers. You don't have to be there because we all know what Lori would say most of the time. If not, we still given our own little flair of what we've learned in our lives. Like I was a WIC breastfeeding peer counselor, so that's not really, I don't have that as a big part of my business, but there have been several people that said my daughter or my granddaughter needs some help, and I got on the phone, and I said, I'm not, certified, but I'd be glad to help. So we all help each other, and we do it all together. And it's one thing that I just don't give up. I find it somewhere.
Oh, Shirley, I'm so happy to have you in the Common Sense community, and you've done such a good job as our moderator in the Common Sense community. And, when I know one of our members is really good at something, I do my best to tag you, and say, okay, this person needs to know about breastfeeding. And like with Betty, this person needs to know about skincare.
Yes, you do.
And Michelle is so great at muscle testing. And, everybody has their deal, right? So that's what's so great about the community. Like you said, I don't have to be there. You guys have great conversations without me when I'm traveling from France to the US or back and forth, or I'm going somewhere else. I'm gone to a conference or something like that, and I can't be there. So that's what's wonderful. I mean, we've got so many people we've got people from 5 different countries in our group too, which is amazing, right?
Yes, it is.
Truly amazing. And we've got people from 24 to 84. I mean, that's a huge span of 60 years, right? So we've got young people, middle-aged people, older people, and it's great. And we're all going through different things. I mean, some people have had knee replacements, shoulder replacements, and people are, helping them with that. And like Michelle, works in a physical therapy office. We've got nurses in our group, like Kathy and Teresa, We've got people who do sound healing like Dawn. I mean, there's just so many different ways to heal. And we have someone in the group who can do it or help you do it, right? Or tell you somewhere to go, or I've done this with this and I've done that. So I really want to thank you all for being here, to take your time today away from your own businesses that you have and your own lives, because it's Friday. A lot of people are taking off on vacation, right? So thank you, Shirley, so much. I really appreciate it. And I want everybody, I'm going to unmute all of you guys so you can say goodbye to our lovely audience. So thank you all for being here with us today. And we all hope that you join the Common Sense community. So bye-bye. Au revoir.
Join our community. You're going to miss out if you don't.
Very true.
That's right. Bye-bye.
Bye.